What up, y'all? LocsNLoad here. So, as you see with the title, again, no one's in here yet, but for those who are watching the video after it goes live, the title is on After a Self-Defense Shooting. Now, this was requested by Miss She Fires. She is a firearm instructor, I believe in Georgia, right? Uh, no, but look her up. She requested this topic, what happens after a self-defense shooting. So, as a CCW instructor, I'm very familiar on this topic because I teach it in every class. Now, I can't say every instructor does it, but I teach in every class. So I'm gonna wait and pause, let some people get in. I see there's two people. And let me go ahead and do this for y'all coming in. So, what's up? Okay, 2 to 9. All right, people coming in. What's up, class? All right, guys, welcome to the classroom. Make sure you get a seat, find a place. Now, if you have your preferred seats, go ahead and get there. We're about to start the class. So, if you want to go ahead and put an apple on the teacher's desk, go ahead. I appreciate that. I prefer ammo, but if you got an apple, I'll take that too. All right, so give it a few more minutes. So, anyway, for the 6 people in here, how you guys doing? You guys post comments. I'm gonna give it about to the 3 minute mark, and then we're gonna go ahead and start with the class. So we're probably gonna have a lot of people who come in midway through the class because usually that's how it be. Within like the first 10, 15 minutes, it might be less than 20. After that, that's when it gets like the 30, 40, 50, 60 people. So, all right, for those who want to learn about what happens after a self-defense shooting, we're about to start here soon. So all the knowledge I'm giving you guys is based off the USCCA curriculum. So if you guys don't know, but you should know by now, especially if you follow this channel for any time a while, is that no, I'm a USCCA member, right? So there's some things I'm gonna go over because they even put on the back of the card for you. That's very helpful if you ever get in a shooting and you have to use your firearm to defend yourself. Um, so, because for a lot of people, they'll get through the actual encounter, the shooting and whatnot, but when it goes to court, that's when a lot of people start to get a little messed up. All right, what up, Desi? Desi, the first one in here. Desi, you get a star. Let me give Desi a star. All right. So, all right, 3 minutes. We're gonna start. All right. So if you're late to the class. So anyway, so what happens after a self-defense shooting? All right. So let's just say we're in our house, whether you're with your family, if you have a family, not if you're by yourself. You're in your house. You're sitting on your couch, watching the football game, eating your food. Somebody breaks into your house with a butcher knife, and they make an advance towards you to cause you harm. You shoot, kill that person. Right. So what happens? All right. The very first thing you need to do in that situation is control of scene. Right. People will say, call the police. No, control the scene. It doesn't make any sense to say, oh, you shoot someone and you say, call the police. And the moment you're over here tapping on your phone, that guy rolls over and busts a shot in your ass. So the first thing you must do is control the scene. If it's one person, then you need to secure that person. If it's multiple people, secure those multiple people. Or if you don't feel safe, like you shot the guy and he's just kind of there, you can kind of partially see him, but you don't want to make an advance on him. It's not safe. Then you need to find a place of cover or concealment to where you can, safely observe what's going on. But at the same time, if you need to call the police, you can do so. So the first thing you need to do is control the scene. All right, LocsNLoad. I shot the guy. I walk over. His knife went sliding across the floor. He doesn't have the knife in his hand. I can assured he is no longer a threat. Right, threat's neutralized. All right. So once we have neutralized the threat, the next thing we need to do is get control of self. All right. It's very important that you control yourself because again, I'm sure a lot of us seem like those 911 calls where the 911 dispatcher is asking what's going on, but the person's so hysterical on the other side that they really can't get the right information, the right address to know what's going on. So you need to get control of yourself, because you have to then, after you just shot someone, which again is hard, it's not just gonna be like, easy. But what you need to do is get control of yourself, because then you're gonna need to provide information. My bad. You're gonna need to provide serious information to these people. You're gonna have to call 911. If there's a medical emergency, you're gonna have to relay that information. And you sitting on the phone going screaming, that is only gonna delay the situation. And if someone's bleeding out, now that's just time you're wasting being hysterical. So you need to get control of yourself. Understand the situation. I shot someone. I need to relay this to the dispatcher. This is my address. This is what's going on. This is what happened. Please send 911 and EMS to my location. You need to have that control. That is very important. All right, so we got control of ourselves. What then now? After you control the scene, after you controlled yourself, then you call 911. You must notify authorities, right? Because if you just shoot that person and then you just walk off into the sunset, right, thinking, oh, self-defense, so I don't need to do anything about it, you're wrong, right? Immediately call 911 after you control the scene, control yourself, call 911 and let them know what has happened. You don't have to say too much. Again, if you become a USCCA member, on the back of the card here, try to see if I can get it for you. There you go. Call 911. Explain, I was attacked, fear for my life, and had to defend myself. Please request both police and ambulance to this location. Right? Very vague, and it's like that for a reason. Because again, once you call 911 and you let them know there's been a shooting, there's basically like that court case has just started. Because now the police are going to come. It's going to be an investigation. They're going to have to go from there. Right? So everything you say from that point is going to be used against you in court. That phone call you make, that's going to be played in court. So it's very important, like I said, control yourself and what you say. And when the police arrive, remember, they got body cameras. Everything you say and do is going to be recorded, right? Everything you say and do, the moment you call, actually, really, once you shoot that guy, because there's a lot of cameras people have in their houses, those Ring doorbells. But everything you do is going to be called upon and questioned in court. So that's why they keep it very vague and straight to the point, right? Because you start adding all these other things, they're going to quickly start to flip the story on you, which is why, as it says down here, which I'm going to get to later on in the video, right down here at the bottom, I will cooperate 100%, but first I need my attorney. Do not talk without your lawyer present. Very important, but I'll get to that. All right, so we call 911. All right, what happens after we call 911? Well, after you call 911 and the authorities are out, if you have a USCCA membership, you need to call, like it says again on the card, call the USCCA critical response team. That's if you're a USCCA member. If you don't have like that, call your attorney if you have one, like you're lucky enough to have like a family attorney or attorney for you just in case. If not, I would say call a family member, call your mom, call your dad, your husband, your wife, boyfriend, whoever, and let them know what has happened, right? Because more times than not, I very rarely have I've seen anyone get in a self-defense shooting and actually shoot someone and then they don't go to jail. All right, so take that into account, that when you call the police, that the police are not the judge or your executioner. So all they're going to do is do the little investigation and take you down to jail and let the courts do what the courts do. So you will probably spend some time in jail, even if they did break into your house, because again, they don't know that. They just know there was a shooting and there's either a fatality or someone was shot. And so they're just going to go by that. So again, you call 911. Once you call them, tell them very vaguely, remember, I was attacked. I feared for my life and had to defend myself. Please send both ambulance and 911 to this location. Very vague and straight to the point. Then after that, call USCCA or call a family member. Next, what you're really going to want to do is this. Expect the police to be non-friendly when they arrive, right? Because again, they don't know this is your house. They don't know you was just chilling. You're a law-abiding citizen. All they know is that, hey, Officer 9174, report to this location. There's been a shooting and a reported fatality. And so those cops are coming based off of that information. So expect them to come up, yelling, screaming, get on the ground, get on the ground. Yeah, dogs barking, all that, guns pointed, right? You got the flashlights and tasers out. Expect the whole 9 yards, because again, they don't know what's going on. So again, remember when I said this part is very important. Control of self, right? That's why I added this in the list. It's not anywhere else that really anyone tells you to control yourself. They just say, no, oh, you shoot someone, call 911, and then all this happens, and this person is hysterical, and then things go left. So get control of yourself and understand what's about to happen, right? The police are about to come up, and they may not be on your side. So expect all that to happen. So expect to be in a situation that's very traumatic for you, and then people are going to come up and not give a fuck about what you just went through. Right? You're just going to have that knowledge. And when they come up, screaming, yelling, get on the ground, hands up, get on the ground, do everything they tell you. Right? This is not the time to be a civil rights lawyer or be one of those audit activists. Right? Do what they say, get on the ground, don't make it worse for yourself. All right, so they handcuffed you, put you in the car, right? Call you a dirtbag and all that. You know, what up? So they did all that. So what happens, right? So they got you in the car. You're probably gonna go to jail, right? Just straight up, because again, they don't know what's going on. There's no you shot somebody. You're probably gonna go to jail. If you're a USCCA member and you call the number on the back of the card, they will dispatch a criminal defense lawyer to you, and if they have to bail bond you out of jail, they will do so. This is why I am a USCCA member and I recommend them, because they give you a lot of things that help you in this situation, right? So you got the attorney come in, they'll bail you out. If you have medical needs or bills, they'll pay for that. If your house was damaged, they'll pay for the damage. You lose your job because for some reason they just tell you your job, or the news paints it as you just murdered somebody, because not everywhere is going to be gun friendly, right? Even if it is self-defense, not everywhere's going to be gun friendly. And so they might put out, hey, you murdered somebody, and your job's like, you know what, fire him. USCCA will pay you per diem, so you have some type of money to get food, clothes, gas, all that stuff. Because again, the average self-defense case, again, you think about this, the average self-defense case is $100,000. Most of us do not have $100,000. They said most Americans don't even have $10,000 saved up. All right, I'm one of those. I don't have $10,000 saved up like that. I definitely don't have $100,000. So these concealed carry memberships, concealed carry insurance, my bad, it's definitely something you want to kind of be looking at, just in case, right, the worst happens. But I don't want to get too far. I want to get to this point. Don't speak without your lawyer present. Now, when the police get you, they're gonna ask you what happened, and all that. Like again, on the back of the card. Let's get it. Right? When responding officers arrive, follow all police instructions. Request medical attention if necessary. I will cooperate 100%, but first I need my attorney. Do not talk further without your lawyer present. That is important because, again, remember, everything you say can and will be used against you. So you tell that officer in the moment that you shot someone, your blood is rushing, you're freaking out, you're scared. You tell them one story, then days later when you meet your attorney and you tell them a different story, guess what? Now you have conflicting statements. Now it makes your case look that much harder because now you're telling this person one thing and now you're coming back saying this other thing. Right? So it's extremely important that you say, I will cooperate 100%, but I will not speak without an attorney present. What you guys should do, a quick side note, is watch some of those crime documentaries where they have the police detective with the criminal inside the room. and they're like asking them who murdered who, where were you at, all the questions and stuff. Really watch those, and because you'll see a lot of people like they don't ask for a lawyer, and they just start talking, and next thing you know, they'll say something, and the detective will spin that, and now they're caught in the loop, and now they can't get out of that loop, and now they end up confessing, right? So it's very important you don't talk too much, don't say too much, keep it brief, right? I was attacked. This is my house. He came in my house. I defended myself. If you need medical service, call for that. If not, hey, I will speak, but only with my lawyer present. So, right, exactly. $100,000 for a case is pretty expensive, right? All right. I'm sorry, I wasn't looking at the comments. Sometimes I'd be talking, I'll look at the comments, but yes, remain silent. Tell if you're wounded or someone in the house is wounded, hey, let them know that, right? What does it say? So if they arrest you, let them until your attorney arrives on speak. Facts. All right, 48. That's what it says in USCCA too. And that usually within like, because again, if you shoot somebody on Friday, all right, so if you shoot somebody on a Friday, don't expect to see the judge until like a Monday, right? So that will happen. So again, keep what you say brief, because everything you say will be used against you in court. Then when you do see your attorney, you do get bailed out. Make sure you tell your attorney, your lawyer, everything you know that can help your case, right? So if you know this person, tell your attorney, hey, I know this guy. If he had threatened you in the past, let your lawyer know, hey, he threatened me in the past. Something that can help you in this situation, right? Because again, just because, I mean, granted, 9 times out of 10, if someone comes to your house and you shoot them, um, most people will just like it's justified self-defense, but there have been cases where it has not. So what up, treasure home? So again, make sure you tell your lawyer all the information possible to help you in your case. So doesn't matter what ammo you use. Somewhat, yes, somewhat. If you're using like some crazy, wild, this ammo's designed to explode and rip apart human organs, yeah, they're gonna call that into question in the court. So that's again when I tell people, they want to have all these crazy high penetration rounds. You might not want that. Just go with the standard hollow. Really, go with the same ammunition that the local police officers use. Um, And so, yeah, go with the ammo that the local police officers use. So when they ask you, why are you using this ammo? Well, I'm using this ammo because this is what my local law enforcement officers use. And then what can I say at that point? Right? Because at that point, they're talking bad about the ammo. They're talking bad about the police. So, I get in trouble. Don't call me. You better call Saul. Uh, exactly. Get you like I use. Well, actually, I don't know. Last time I got banned for showing my gun. So, but I use Federal Premium 147 grain hollow points. Standard. It's the standard hollow point for law enforcement for years. So again, nothing too wild. Again, you don't need the plus P stuff. Again, because again, you go into court and they're looking at it as like, oh, you had this super custom trigger. Oh, you had this super custom barrel, the super custom man, right? Granted, they can't necessarily convict you off that, but what they can use that is for like a civil case if they try to sue you civilly, because they still can do that, right? Because remember, it's like the two courts. You got like criminal court and civil court. So criminally, they might justify you and say, "Oh, well, yeah, he came in his house, bro. That's he had the right to defend himself." But in civil court, you might lose, and they might be like, "Yeah, you owe that man and his family $150,000, right?" And now you're kind of like, "Well, what the fuck? He came in my house. and now I owe his family 150,000, right? So again, USCCA, if you get sued for that 150,000, we'll pay that 150,000. So again, so think about that. Not only do you have to pay come out of pocket $100,000 for the case, now you got to pay $150,000 for this jackass family because they lost their daddy, and now they can't feed themselves because daddy wanted to come through your fucking window, right? So, right here, exactly. No, no bullshit. Exactly. Because OJ won in criminal court. Right? That's why he didn't go to jail for that murder. But civilly, he lost. And I think he had to pay like millions of dollars for that shit. So again, remember, it's two courts. So you got to get two wins here. All right, two playoff wins. You got to win the AFC championship and the Super Bowl. All right. So, but again, so continuing on. So when you do go finally, this is all like after the shooting. Now you have the shooting, police arrive, you're gone to jail. All right. Now the judge says bail $50,000. All right. Your USCCA attorney paid the bail, you're out free on the streets, and now you're going through your court case. So what happens? Well, the person that's trying to put you away is the prosecutor. The prosecutor is going to be looking at everything you have done during and before that incident, right? So they're gonna look at that time. What were you doing on that couch? You could say you was watching the game. What were you eating? What were you wearing? What was the score of the game? Who was playing? Where was they playing? Remember, you know how those court document videos, they ask you like 1,000 fucking questions about the littlest fucking thing. What type of socks were they? Were they polka dot? Did they wear the yellow polka dot? Right? And they're really gonna do that. Were you drinking? Were you smoking weed? Or were you under the influence? Like they're gonna ask you all those questions. Again, if you happen to know this person, how long do you know this person? Oh, you work with this person. How long do you work with this person? What's your relationship with this person? What do you think about this person, right? So they're gonna ask all those fucking questions, right? Because they're trying to understand everything. And as the prosecutor, that's the person that's trying to find something in this story that they can use to demonize you, to put you away, or to get something. Like either they can't put you away criminally, they'll try to get you civilly, right? So that is the job of the prosecutor. That is the main boss right there. So they're going to look at all that information, and that's why a lot of times, again, like if you look at like the YSL, these rappers that go through like a RICO case, a lot of times you'll hear the prosecutor, like with Young Thug, you had the district attorney, the black lady. She was coming up saying, "Oh, they were murdering people, they were doing this and that." That is the prosecutor. That is the person that's going to be on TV saying, "Oh, you're a monster. You had a house full of guns because you want to do nothing but kill people," right? So, but again, when you see those, you always see the prosecutor talking, but you don't really necessarily see the defense talk back because it's not their job to defend the person on camera on social media. It's their job to defend you in court. But it's the prosecutor's job to make you look that damn bad because again, they came in your house with the intent to hurt you. So basically, you already got the win. So the only thing they can do is try to make you look so bad and evil that when they go to civil court, they can get that 150,000 up out of you. So that's what the prosecutor is going to do. And so they're going to go through that case. And that's when you see people get offered. Excuse me. So the prosecutor and the judge are going to talk, yada yada, and that's when you see people come with, okay, the court has offered this plea deal. Hey, take this plea, and we don't have to go to trial. All right. So that's one of the things they'll try to do. They'll try to give you a plea deal. All right. Depending on the nature of the case. Right. Again, if the case is strongly in your favor, then you turn that shit down. There ain't no need to take a plea. Oh yeah, hey, you just take this misdemeanor reckless firearm charge, and you don't even have to go to court. Fuck that. Fuck that. But that's what they're gonna try to do, because they don't want to go to trial, right? If they can secure a conviction before trial, they will. But if they can't, then they will go to trial. But remember, when you go to trial, it's up in the air, right? Especially with this case, remember our scenario, they came in your house with a butcher knife with the intent to cause you harm, right? To try to defend that in trial as a prosecutor, you're going to lose almost every single time. So they don't want to go to trial. They want to try to get a plea deal, try to get you to admit to something. Just take this here, right? Basically, right? But again, they don't. Again, the prosecutors, the courts don't give a fuck about necessarily guilty and all. They give a fuck about convictions. They want to see that, okay, we got something done. Right? Check. Right? Because again, at the end of the little fucking year, they'd be like, oh, our courthouse got X amount of convictions this year. We put away X amount of drug dealers, X amount of murderers, X amount of rapists. But it's all politics, right? So they don't give a fuck necessarily about real justice. They just want that conviction. But again, us, since they learned from LocsNLoad, they ain't gonna get that at us because we did our due diligence, right? We did everything right. So prosecutor and the judge can't get you to get that plea deal. They can't figure out what to do with you without going to trial. And now we go to trial. And that's a lot of times where you see, the jury of your peers, right? Right? The black man, the whole white jury of my peers. So again, take that into account. The jury of your peers is probably not going to look like you, right? Or even if they do look like you, they might not have the same mindset as you, right? Just because you see a black lady on that jury, she might be the most anti-gun person up there, right? So, but again, even if they don't like guns, even if they don't like you because of your religion, your sex, your race, whatever the fuck, right? Even if they don't like you, they have to go by the facts of the case. If the case says that man broke into his house with the intent to cause him harm, then you have every right to self-defense. And as long as you didn't overstep that boundary of self-defense, there's not shit they can say. Hey, he shot that man 3 times. That man fell to the ground. He did not cause harm to that man any further. After that, he called 911 and the police arrived. Bro, they can't really say shit about that, especially if you live in a state like Florida. Someone breaks into your house with a knife with intent to cause you harm and you shoot and kill that person. That is prime example of self-defense. And again, a prosecutor trying to defend that, trying to get some type of conviction out of that, good fucking luck. Especially if you got a USCCA attorney who specializes in these cases and you just got some bum ass prosecutor who'll take a rape case, who'll take a drug case, who'll take a gun case, who'll take a vehicle violation case, right? They'll just take whatever case to get a conviction. So this is why I want to do this video, because I want to help you guys kind of get as much ammunition, stored away possibly. All right. Because again, this is what fucks a lot of people up, is not understanding the legal process. All right. The police arrive and they start telling the police every fucking thing. Right. And then now they're in there talking to the detectives or the police, and now the police spin their story up, and now it makes them look like the bad person. Right. So they don't know that shit, I'm sorry, I'm talking again. I'm not even looking at the comments. Facts. Again, I know we're talking about after self-defense shooting, but that is exactly true. And why I find like the war on drugs, the war on gangs, when people say, we got to stop all crime. People don't realize if you stopped all crime, like let's say like the police went out right now and there was bam, no drugs, no murders, no rapes, no crime in America. How would the police justify them continually having the gear, the personnel, and the training that they have now? They wouldn't. And so they would lose all that shit. And so in order for them to justify having armored vehicles, Navy SEAL level body armor and gear, Mark 18s, night vision goggles, fast helmets, right? All that shit is by having the crime remain the way it is, or actually getting worse, right? So there's a certain level of, yes, they want to stop crime, but there's a certain level of we need to have crime in order to justify us being out here the way we are. So same way again, It's sad once you guys know you really understand like the system and how everything's all politics and really connected and orchestrated. And I don't want to get on that tangent, but y'all know, we're all adults here. Mhm. Yes, this will be posted on the channel after no, it's done going live and everything. So you guys, if you guys missed the beginning, because color people time, you guys will be able to watch the beginning of it. Right? Again, if you're in a place like New York, California, you don't always, which again is important to understand. So understand that this is before self-defense shooting. Right? If I made a video about before self-defense shooting. So again, if you're in New York, California, you do not have the luxury that we do here in the South of stand your ground, right? The castle doctrine. So like he said, you is those days you have to really show them that I tried every last fucking way besides jumping out of a 5-story window to defend myself, and that's why I shot him. And they still might be like, "Why the fuck you ain't jump?" So definitely, those laws have got to change, right? Again, they had a little study that a whole bunch of people from like those places, New Jersey, um, New York, California, all those places, all of y'all was leaving and coming to like a gun friendly state. Like Florida was one of the big ones. Right, all you snowbirds in New York love to come to Florida. Right, but y'all bring that New York shit with you. You want to bring all, oh, go Giants, go Jets, man, fuck out of here. Go Yankees, man, leave that shit up there. Leave that shit in the snow up there. You in the South now. You a Jaguars fan. Right. Yeah, that too. California banning body armor. So I don't know all that. I hate when people ask me those conspiracy level questions. I don't know. I'm an instructor. That's all I know. So anyway, um, that's why you want your case to be that solid tight, because again, listen to LocsNLoad. Um, when the jury does look at your case, all they can go is based off the evidence. This man is justified by law to use self-defense, and so now you're justified. And you want to also make it in your favor the most as much as fuck me, right? You want to have as much in your favor as possible because again, remember you got to get two wins here, right? So it's like, all right, you won one game criminally in the criminal court, you won. All right, now here we are in the next game, the Super Bowl, right? And if you can win in civil court, all right, bet, all right. And if you don't, if you have a USCCA lawyer, it's okay because they will pay that fee for you. If you don't, and you're coming out of pocket for it, uh, I don't know, man. That'd be a hard pill to swallow, right? $100,000 for the court case, and then 150,000 to this jackass and his family. I'd be mad as hell if you ask me. Honestly, I probably started GoFundMe. Like, man, fuck this, bro. I'm a normal American. Help me out. Mm, all right. So again, hopefully this video was helpful to you guys. Okay, 30 minutes. All right, that's a good one. All right, I don't want to go too long because you guys will zone out on me. But I want to do this video for Miss She Fires because she had asked that we do a video on what happens after a self-defense shooting. So again, quick recap. One, control of scene, right? Control what has the scene. If that suspect had a knife in his hands, does he still have that knife in his hand? Does he still have that gun in his hand? Do I have to go over and make contact with this guy? Right? If I'm gonna do it, how am I gonna do it? And make sure I do it properly. If I can't go up and make contact, then I need to fall back, get to a place of cover and concealment safe enough to where I can observe the suspect, be protected, and still make the phone call to 911. All right. So get control of the scene. After you get control of the scene, control of self. Right. Remember, the world does not give a fuck what just happened to you. They do not give a fuck. Right. You can be traumatized. You pissed on yourself. Your kids are crying. Your whole family. They do not give a fuck. Control yourself. All right. When you make that 911 call, you need to have self control so you can give them clear, concise information so they can get to your location as soon as possible, especially if somebody that you love is hurt. Right? So clear, concise information, control of self. And it's also important to control of self because when they come, they ain't gonna come and be friendly. So you got control, call 911. I was attacked. I feared for my life and had to defend myself. Please send both ambulance and 911, well, police officers, to this location. Keep it brief and straight to the point. After you call 911, call your attorney or call a family member. Let them know what has happened. Right? If you're USCCA, you got the hotline number on the card. Call that. If you got a family member, let them know, hey, I'm safe. I'm okay. I was involved in a self-defense shooting, yada, yada, yada. All right. All right. Again, like I said, control of self. Why? Because when the police come, expect them to be non-friendly. The police officer was sitting in his vehicle, chilling, going about his day, upon the phone call, and Officer 317, we have a shooting at this location. Need you to respond code 3. He is coming. That is it. All right. And when he comes, all they're going to see is what they see, and they're going to do what they're trained to do. Get on the ground, hands up, don't move, yada, yada. Right? So expect to have a gun in your face, multiple guns in your face, multiple people yelling and cussing at you, not giving a fuck about what just happened to you, threatening to shoot you and all that shit, putting you on the ground, whether it's on the cold, snowy dirt or pavement or the hot, steaming pavement, wherever the fuck it is, right? It's not going to be fun. They're going to do it, put you down, handcuff you, put the knee in your back, knee in your neck, call you dirtbag, son of a bitch, all that shit, right? Control yourself. Let it happen, right? When they get done being assholes, do not speak without your lawyer present. Again, on the card, I will cooperate 100%, but I first need my attorney. Do not speak without your attorney present. That whether that's the police officers at the scene or the detectives at the station. The moment they bring you in that room and they read you your Miranda rights, you have the right to have an attorney present. I want my attorney. That's all you need to say. All right. When you do get your attorney, whether it's that day, the next day, 2 days, 3 days, wherever, when you finally meet your attorney, tell them all the information possible that can help you in your case. All right. And so that's my little spiel. Get back to the comments. All right. So if you guys have any last minute questions, I'm gonna make this a little question time. And so if you guys got any questions about a self-defense shooting, what happens after, anything about the class, please put it down. I'm gonna answer those. Give you guys a few minutes to answer those, because it is important that if you do have a question or something you're not sure about, that you ask me and get that question answered. Because again, you don't know what's gonna happen the moment you click off this video, right? You could be in a situation that, oh shit, LocsNLoad was just talking about that, and here I am. Right. So if you got a question or something, go ahead and let me know. Let me give you guys a few minutes for that. Oh, okay, let me put this because some people do it. You don't have to if you don't want to, but it's appreciated if you do. Because some people like to donate. If you do like to donate, that's on you. But I appreciate if you do or don't. So give it about a few more minutes. If you don't have a question, put down in the comment section what would you like the next video to be on, right? So Miss She Fires had asked for, what happens after self-defense shooting. What would you guys like to see me talk about or give my opinions on? So, all right. I don't see many questions, so I guess y'all don't have any questions. So either that or this is just delayed. It probably could be that. And also that too. So if you're looking for a class, make sure you sign up on the website. Let me get this. All right, so you're looking for a class. Here you go. That's the website and the phone number. As you can see, FFL Firearms Dealer. So if you are looking for a firearm, to purchase a firearm, you can buy it here or have it shipped here, and other accessories as well. So, okay. Uh, yeah, I mean, we get enough people. That's the thing. I have no problem with traveling. It's just traveling is expensive, especially with Arizona, because we're literally going cross country with that. So right there off the rip, you got to think how much gas is it going to take to get to Arizona and back? And right there off the rip, you're probably looking at $300. Um, right, and that's kind of just being fair. So that's $300 just for gas. How much ammo? How many students? Right. So I feel like if we're gonna go out there, it would have to be like one of those multi-day classes. Like that's 2 or 3 days, probably damn near $200 to $300 a student, like minimum of 10 students. Because something to cover the cost of getting out there. You know, people are probably gonna want a range fee. It's just a lot, right? Because a lot of people ask about traveling, and it's just not that easy, right? Some of the people, if you're set up and established, you can. It's a little easier, but it's not so easy because you gotta get the people to sign up, so you have that. Then you gotta make sure it's okay with the range. Then you gotta get all the stuff you need to teach the class, load it up, get there. The hotels and everything. So it's a process. Uh, Mass shootings in California. Just like mass shootings anywhere. I mean, shit. People have been killing each other since Cain and Abel, right? It's not gonna stop. So if it's not a mass shooting, it'll be a mass stabbing or a mass rape or a mass anything, right? So people, it's just humans. Humans are just evil. All right, I could do a video on that. I'll probably have to. We could probably do a short bus video. I would like to get the short bus guys on there, so I get multiple battle belts and multiple thoughts. So we could definitely look at that, Big Easy. Prince, what's up? I hope you didn't just get here and we're about to end the video. But yeah, definitely easy. We could probably look at that because I haven't seen anyone really give me any questions. It's all right though. It's all right, Prince. I'm gonna put the video on the channel so you guys can watch the full thing. Um, that's why I don't want to make these videos too long. Because if you guys look at it live, it's like, oh my god, he did a 4-hour live. I'm not gonna fucking, I'm not gonna fucking watch that. So I try to give them like at an hour or so. So it's like, all right, cool. If it's an hour, then it's most kind of like a podcast. Something you can just plug in while you're driving. Some shit like if you're door dashing or some shit, you're just driving around door dashing. You just plug me in and listen to me talk. Which I appreciate you guys listening to me talk. For all you guys that listen to me talk, because I can rub my mouth. So, but it's good. When I say things, I get positive feedback because it really makes me want to make sure like the information I give you guys is in like credible information. I'm not just giving bullshit because I get views off it. Because you look at my channel, I don't have 100,000 viewers, subscribers, what the fuck, and that's because look at my channel versus a lot of those guys, bro. I don't do all that highly edited, wild, crazy, fancy shit. Because again, if I'm trying to educate, and I'm sitting here showing you gold gun, highly flashy gun, highly edited, this and that. You're gonna be more focused on the video and the aesthetics of the video, and not necessarily the information from the video. So I try not to put too many distractions in my video. That's why I like the lives. I'm starting to like the lives because I can just hit and go, and I don't have to worry about editing, adding music, and a whole bunch of fancy shit. And then I get to interact with you guys, live at the same time. So um, I feel like it gets. I feel like to me, I like it. It's the only thing I gotta come up with a topic, like all these little banners over here. I have to sit there and write a banner like I'm scripting out my live, so I know what to talk about, and I'm just not rambling. So, all right, I'm gonna let you guys go. It's been 45 minutes. I want to thank you guys for watching the video. Thank you guys for subscribing to the channel. If you're not subscribed, hit that like and subscribe button. If you want to support the channel, go to the link in the description and either sign up with K&A for a firearms class or get a LocsNLoad t-shirt. Both ways help support the channel. On top of that, guys, I want you to stay educated, stay dangerous. LocsNLoad out.